So when you work with React or any single page applications, you're gonna have a lot of files. But what the user sees on the screen is gonna be something else, something different. So let me bring you a chart right here. So in one hand, you can have your application right here. So your application, of course, is going to contain a lot of files, a lot of JavaScripts and different files. That's good. You could have hundreds of files. Then, whenever you need to, you finish your project and you need to publish to put it inside production, you're going to be using Webpack and Babel. And Webpack and Babel is going to grab all your project, is going to compile everything, and then it's going to give you just a couple of files. You could have 2 or 3 or maybe a little bit more, but just a few files. So this index is going to be what the browser is going to be using, is going to be seeing on the screen. And all your code or your application code is going to be bundled into one. So Babel and Webpack, they're going to merge all your code and put it inside something that calls bundle.js. Now the bundle, the name, it's by convention bundle. You could use whatever name you want. A React app, create React app is going to do this job, and it's going to store it inside bundle.js. So let me exit right here. So we have our application. This one is the one we have right here. We know that. So if I do right click and I do inspect, it's going to give me the console, and right here we can have the actual DOM. If I go to the header, we can have a few tags, the favicon, then the styles, and whatever. Now if I scroll down and go to the body, we are going to have a script. And notice that right here we have bundle.js. So all the code for this application, it's merged into one. Let me just do a right click, and well, let me go right here to network. Let me reload the page again, and this bundle.js is going to be a bunch of files, a lot of code bundled into one. Right here we have all the code, and this is going to be a really long code, of course, and it's going to get longer, of course. Okay, let me close it. So know that whenever you work with React or any single page application, you're going to be using just a bundle.js. And for now, we are not going to learn how to do this by hand because we are using Create React App, and Create React App is going to do it for us. But then when we reach the Webpack section of the course, we're going to do this bundle manually. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. Right, so let's talk a little bit of what's happening with the project structure. So on top of the chain, let me make this bigger, just like here. On top of the chain, we have the node modules. Here are all the dependencies that our project is going to need. So if our project works, it's because we have the node modules. Good. So this is kind of the vendor folder. If I open this, we can see a lot of files. That's why it's taking a lot of time in installing and creating the React app. It's installing all the dependencies for our project. So okay, we can have a bunch of files. If you delete this one, nothing is going to work. So think of this, the node modules, as the vendor folder. Every piece of code you will use from different developers is going to be right here, just like React and everything else. So then at the bottom of the chain, we're going to have the package.json. Let me make this bigger. So the package.json is going to be the manifest for your project. All the information about the project, modules, just like node modules, and dependencies you're going to use is going to be listed right here. Right here in dependencies, we have React, React DOM, the name of the project, it's one React Basics, the version, and everything else. And then of course you can have the scripts folder. So this is what we're going to do, Node is going to be listening to start the application. Remember to start this, we did npm start. It's this one. We are doing npm, it's entering here start, and it's starting the development server. Good. So we're going to be talking this more about commands when we reach the node section of the course. But this file, it's really important. And this is not a React file. It's going to be a Node.js file. Good. Let me close this. And okay, so then we have the public folder and the source folder. So the important part of the public folder is going to be the index.html. So this index.html is going to be what is going to be rendered on the screen. It's what we get right here with the bundle.js and everything else. Now, the funny thing about this is that if I scroll down right here, let me make it smaller, we don't have a bundle.js, just like we have right here. So what is happening? Why we are getting the bundle.js inside the HTML on the browser, but not right here? Well, whenever you do npm start, the create React app and Webpack are going to build a development server. So this server is going to be something that's going to happen behind the scenes, and what you see right here is going to be rendered from memory. It's not using the actual files. It's building everything, storing in memory, and then you get this because you are in a development server. Then whenever you go to production, it's going to run Webpack, it's going to create the build, and you're going to see that bundle.js. So right here, you get node.development build is not optimized. Then to create a production build, we need to use a different command, not npm start, but npm run build. And we're going to get this at the end of this section. Okay, then the second folder is going to be the source folder. We have it right here, make it bigger. So we can have app, with the CSS, the JavaScript, the test, and everything else. We're not going to be using a lot of files right here. Now, one of these files is going to be really important, the index.js. And inside the source, we're going to store all the files for our application. But the main file, the one that starts the application, is going to be the index.js. So this file is going to start everything for us inside our application. And we're going to be using this one, of course. Okay, that's good. Let's go to the next section and keep moving forward.